welcome back. Oh, the Fonz doesn't like that. I'm here with the Fonz, one of the wiener dogs that accompany me, and welcoming back QuHarrison Terry for an NFT artist showcase. See you guys soon.
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? We're gonna get into this artist showcase, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun because there's a lot to cover here. If you have been following me, then you know we've talked about the future of NFTs. We talked about the different types of NFTs that have me the most excited. We've also talked about utility versus appreciation, and now we're going to talk about the NFT artist showcase. And so what I want to do is show you some of the creators that you might not get a chance to see or hear from. And this is just from my research and findings in making the NFT handbook, but it's not limited to that. So, you know, the cool thing about it is I see a lot of projects. I've showcased a lot of things. I've gotten a lot of questions about projects that I found interesting. And I just want to take a second and show that. So let's get into it. I'm going to start off with avatar NFTs because I think that this is probably the most familiar NFT that you all will probably know if you're new to NFTs. And if you're not new to NFTs, it's a great way to just kind of segue into the more exciting things. So just a quick recap with our avatar NFTs. Basically, these are those profile picture collections with, you know, a hierarchy of different traits and a digital world where your profile picture is the focal point. Avatar NFTs offer a way to become an instantly recognizable part of an unspoken online social club. So on OneForce, which is a profile picture NFT, it's got like this cyberpunk aesthetic to it. Is pretty cool. It's notable. You'll see this all over Twitter, and just the community there is really big. They have two creators, basically JR Art Space and Strawberry.wtf. There are 7,777 pieces that are all unique, and that leads into 4,100 unique owners at the moment. Their floor price is 1.65 ETH, which is just a little over, a little under like $7,000 at the time of this rating. So with a notable collector base, and it's positioned as the first anime avatar collection on OneForce, RPG NFT game has room to grow. GVols, yeah, I never know how to say this. I say it is GVols. But this is a unique one. I actually own one of these. The creator is Kid8. There's 8,888 unique pieces, 3,400 owners. The floor price is 0.35 ETH, but they're planning on turning this into a physical toy collection. That's what's on their roadmap, and that should give the project a second route for hype in the near future. When we get into the next realm of NFTs, the art and media NFTs, I've talked about this in the past, but I'm just going to do a quick recap. You know, art and media NFTs are digital native artists selling these one-for-one digital artworks to their supporters. It's no different than a one-of-one Mona Lisa and a gallery, and, you know, displaying that, or someone buying that and displaying it in a museum. You know, NFT art gives digital artists the ability to create scarcity around the outputs of their creativity. Z4 is one of those projects. Emotions by Z4 depicts emotions through 3D graphics. They've created 64 NFTs, which have 43 unique owners. Their floor price is 0.2 ETH. Z4 has a really unique way of showcasing the expansive range of human emotions art, and it's a really solid story throughout the entire drop. So if you check that one out, you'll get a chance to just see, you know, what the catch is. Damien Hirst is a traditional artist. He released the Currency. It's very abstract and conceptual. It's kind of a play on the 10K project. It has 10,000 unique NFTs and pieces. And at the time of this writing, 7,500 of those were unique owners. The floor price is a little bit higher than some of the projects we've covered here because it's almost 11 ETH. But conceptually, the Currency starts a lot of conversations around the NFT art rarity and the value. Historically, will it go down as one of the most significant collections? I think so, because Damien Hirst, you know, is a blue chip artist, and And when he got into NFTs, and that's what, showed the art world that, hey, it's not just these crypto punks and, Larva Labs creating these things. It's not just people making these things. It's actually, actual true artists that are evolving and checking it out. And so we have these virtual world NFTs, which I've talked about virtual worlds in the past, but again, just for the sake of people that might just be joining us for the first time, a virtual world is all about acquiring and developing land in these virtual worlds, also known as metaverses. The world's next real estate moguls are scooping up valuable land in these worlds, and they're anticipating the next wave of real estate appreciation digitally. And you have Sonam Space VR. Sonam Space assets have, land, they have characters, they have in-game items and more. Their floor price right now is about 0.39 ETH. And they offer a lot of upside for monetizing assets in their social VR world. It's also completely open to allowing users to create whatever they please in their spaces. So that's one way to look at it. Another interesting case here is the meta key. I've mentioned this a bit, but I'm going to mention it one more time. The creator of this project is known as DCL Blogger, or Maddie. He's from Australia, good dude. And he has 3 separate access keys that unlock experiences, which correlate to a little under 2,300 editions. I think the exact number is 2,250 editions. And about half of those are owned by unique people. So the floor price on that is just under 2 ETH. And although the meta key isn't a virtual world in itself, their access keys hold promise for exclusive metaverse NFT collaborations with your favorite virtual worlds. So what they're saying is like, hey, we don't want to build the world just yet, because we still don't know which place is going to be, the final destination for some of these metaverses or just captivative experiences as it relates to NFTs. But what we can do is we can build the community. So we're gonna go find all the people that are interested in this stuff on a reoccurring basis, that want to like learn and grow and get access to these universes as they evolve. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we just keep them informed and make sure that the members in our community know what's up. The next thing I want to talk about is blockchain games. You've heard me talk about this a lot, and I think that is because it's a really essential space as it relates to NFTs. I think this is probably the most promising space as of right now when it comes to NFTs. And what are blockchain games? Blockchain games allow you to collect in-game assets and compete with your NFTs. Blockchain games are the stickiest use case of NFTs as it stands today. They bring a familiar level of gaming competition with the ability to actually own and improve your in-game assets. And that creates an entirely new and unique experience. We're seeing that with F1 Delta Time. Is a huge game. A lot of people kind of get into this. It costs about $60 to get started. It's created by Animoca Brands. They have assets where you can kind of buy cars, gears, parts, and upgrades. And, F1 used their NFTs to allow fans to engage with their brand in a competitive and fun way, while also giving users a potential to earn in the game. So you can earn those same in-game assets that you buy. And just like a Formula One race car, you get the chance to kind of play along and participate in this digital metaverse that they've created. War Riders is another NFT game that I haven't heard too many people talk about, which is why I wanted to put it here. And they have, a little over 14,000 assets with only 1,200 unique owners. So they've got, 1,200 people that are really, really, really deeply engaged in this game. But it's an MMO where you scrap together a car to mine and raid other cars for their currency, which is BZN. Now, this Mad Max style post-apocalyptic game not only has a great team, but they've created many different ways for owners to use their NFTs to earn currency in the game. The next segment that I want to showcase, some amazing creators in is the trading card NFTs. What are trading card NFTs? Well, trading card NFTs are bringing collectibles and gaming cards to the digital world. They're tapping into an already existing collector behavior seen in sports cards, digital trading cards, and memorabilia at large, right? And these digital trading cards that they're creating offer a little bit more transparency around, the card rarity and additional ways to play with the cards. Parallel Alpha is an example of this. They have 239 unique cards with 7,100 players. The floor price is 0.07 ETH. Gameplay here is you build decks of cards to battle one another in unique parallel universes. And although the actual game in itself is still in development, they've been able to sustain the excitement for this project by previewing a very unique way to play the game. And I think that that's cool. Cryptomon. This one is funny because, we all probably know Pokemon and can appreciate, a good nostalgic fun in games. So what they did is they created this game called Cryptomon, which is based on the original Pokemon game, but with NFTs. And it's created by this dude named Julian, aka Fishes. And the nostalgia mixed with the new NFT format shows promise. However, authenticity may be a concern given that they don't actually own the rights to this brand. So if you're spending money on this game, you're doing it mainly because you just want to kind of play it and just, experience what Cryptomon's all about. So that's Cryptomon. Access NFTs, we've talked a little bit about this in the past, but I want to elaborate on this a little bit more. These are your tickets to VIP experiences in the digital or physical world. And Access NFTs are mostly used to create VIP experiences for fans or admit owners to elite clubs where the value of the network pays returns through collabs, connections, and sharing knowledge. They have Gambling Apes, which was created by Marcel and Noah. There's 7,777 NFTs with about 3,500 owners. Floor price is 0.63 ETH. And, owning a gambling ape not only gives you access to the gambling perks, but also profit sharing in the ape casinos they're building in Decentraland. So they're saying like, hey, you get access to these perks, you get access to the club, but we're going to build this casino in Decentraland, and we're going to also give you some cash on top of that. It's really dope. I think that projects like that actually have a little bit more value because they're allowing you to access not only the club and community, but to partake in the revenue sharing of that community. The Crypto Cannabis Club is created by Tonikin Kev and Tonikin Dread, and they have 36 unique owners of their 10,000 NFTs. The floor price is 0.23 ETH, and they have lots of perks such as discounts at dispensaries. They've got discounts on merch and physical items, but they also allow the breeding of cannabis plants that can be staked for income. So very interesting concept and use case. It'll be fascinating to see where they take this project as time progresses. Now, some of these digital physical goods are also having some unique creators come up with some interesting concepts. And so, again, what are digital physical goods? Well, they allow you to collect, build, and customize assets that you can equip in virtual worlds. Virtual worlds such as Decentralands give players a sandbox environment to create their own spaces and items. These digital physical goods translate real-world objects into the virtual economy. And you've got Digitables, which has quite a few partners, Game Credits, Free Ross, and a few others. And they have 1,900 NFTs with 1,400 owners. The floor price here is 0.01 ETH, so it's pretty affordable. And their mission is helping clothing brands tokenize their items in a very future-forward way. So you can kind of keep an eye on their future collabs. And I think this whole premise of being able to tokenize or create an in-game asset that reflects what you own in the physical world is probably going to be something we're going to see a lot more of, especially in the next year or so. Earthlings wearables, Ethlings wearables is also another project to look out for. What they have are customizable avatars. They have 971 unique items with 889 unique owners. 0.01 ETH is what the floor price will cost you on this one. And once you own an Ethling, you can customize your character with all of the swag and items that they offer. And you can compete for prizes by how you make your Ethling look. So it's like a virtual fashion show and competition all in one, where you get a chance to flex not only your creative prowess on, dressing the Ethling, but also then seeing how fashion forward you are in these virtual worlds. So this concludes my NFT artist showcase. If you have some favorite NFT projects or you want me to elaborate on that, please just meet me in the chat and we can get to that.
Sounds good. Thank you very much. So you have access to the chat on the right. And would you like to stick around for 15 minutes, or would you like to go into the next session with the NFT panel?
I mean, if people have chat questions for me, I'm happy to answer those. I can't see that you might be better than that. Do we have any questions?
Right now, no, I don't see any, but I don't know if we're on a little bit of a like 10-second delay.
Yeah,
So anybody who has any questions, please write them down in the chat here at the stage, and I will ask them as they appear.
For sure, for sure. I mean, it's been great, man, just being here with you all and being able to see kind of everything come together. So thanks for having me. I think this next segment, I'm gonna let you introduce it, but it's gonna be a good one because we're gonna be talking about just where will NFTs be in a year, and that's gonna be one heck of a conversation. But beyond that, man, I enjoyed Texylvania 2021.
Awesome. So we do have some questions.
Oh, great.
Coming in here. Hold on a second. Oh, hello. So I guess I want to say, do you have any particular artists? I know you talked about anyone's, but any artists that you think would be like a good place for people who don't know much about NFTs to kind of like look or kind of get into the realm of that?
Yeah, I mean, I would say check out nftqt.com. I have a few NFTs that I'm putting out there that are really affordable, that teach you and showcase a lot of the new innovations as they're related to just like kind of smart contracts. So I just did a collection not too long ago where everything had a very unique unlockable experience. I'll probably release some stuff in the next few weeks too, just playing around with some of the IPFS standardization, which is basically taking the metadata from the item that you're creating an NFT out of and stamping that also in the blockchain. So that way it doesn't matter where the said item is hosted or where the digital item lives, it'll forever have, at least a copy or a timestamp of it in the actual blockchain itself. And so that's somewhat of a newer idea and concept, and it's slowly but surely being rolled out and implemented. And I think that like if you're looking at these projects and you're saying, okay, where is the innovation happening? You definitely want to look at the emerging stuff, like the stuff that people are saying, yo, no one's doing this in NFTs, and that usually gives you a good glimpse as to what's to come. But it's still so early that you really can't go wrong. But just remember, like I said in the first presentation, 99% of these NFTs are lottery tickets. So just buy on the premise of learning, and don't get into this just to flip or try to get rich.
Yeah, cool. And I have another question here, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is from Christian Kozica. I will say he's a known troublemaker, but is it possible to attach an NFT to an existing painting or maybe something like real estate? And if so, how adopted has it become, and how much of it is there out there?
So I've seen both done. There was a house that sold in Los Angeles. It was known as one of the first NFT houses to be NFT. So they had like a actual house and they sold the house through an NFT. Probably going to be a while before that becomes the norm. As you can imagine, the more complex you make something, the less likely it is to be adopted. Where my head lands when it comes to this stuff on the painting side is, I think fractionalization of paintings is interesting. So let's say you have an actual painting and you want to, you want to democratize access towards that or democratize access of ownership. They have a few entities doing this. K21 is a token that is doing exactly what I'm describing. But again, just because they're in the space and attempting it doesn't mean that there won't be others and that, that somebody won't figure out a different way to do it. So it's so early that both of those ideas are definitely being tried. I don't think we've found the right way to just say this is the one way that everybody's going to go about it just yet.
because it's interesting you say that, because with Matt previously, I know you know him pretty well. We were talking about fractionalization of NFTs, of things that have greater value, and kind of relating it to having shares in like a corporation, kind of.
Yep.
So like, would you kind of consider that? I mean, in a way, kind of like this fractionalization of values. Like, just what came to mind is like the Mona Lisa. We could all own like a share of the Mona Lisa. I know it's not realistic, but then like that's an investment, right, for something in the future, possibly.
For sure, for sure. And I think the thing that is going to make that easy is there has to be a smart contract, or there has to be a template for how we go about it, and then it becomes like an execution thing, right? Like, what is the art that is being fractionalized? Who are the what are the rewards? Who are the members? Why would I join your club over that club? And if you think about it, like, think the reason why we can own a share of Facebook or a share of Google or a share of Apple is because there is this concept of the stock market that has been established, and it's been digitized. And so no matter what brokerage you use or what trading firm you use, they all are using the same standards. The things that change is just the number of shares and the share price and kind of the market cap behind these companies. And then also the liquidity, right? Like, if there's no demand for owning stock in said company, there's no price point at which you can enter the market and participate in. And so this is getting really deep, really technical and fundamental. But like, NFTs, in a way, when you start to talk about the fractionalization of objects and things, we are just going to have to really think really long and hard and deep about the standards at which the fractionalization can occur. And if done correctly and done in a way where others can participate, I think this is one of those areas like the stock market where you don't want to be the only person that has something to fractionalize. If everyone can fractionalize something different, and the collectors can say, hey, I want to own a piece of this, or hey, I want to own a piece of that, that's going to create a market at which this stuff stabilizes.
Right. Yeah. And no one wants to get to a point where we're trading Banksy futures on the NFT market, right? Or maybe we do.
Exactly.
I mean, no, but I understand exactly what you're saying, how that can completely spiral out of control. And I want to say, so for anyone out here who might be like interested, like artists out there, what's the best way, your recommendation for them to take their artwork and make it into an NFT, or some resources for that?
Two things. I say, go ahead and go check out the NFT handbook. You can find that on Amazon.com or your favorite bookstore. And in the NFT handbook, we teach you exactly how to create, buy, and sell NFTs, right? So the cool thing about that is, you have this guide that is non-technical at its most primitive form, right? There's some technical stuff in there, but it's approachable by anyone that doesn't know any of this stuff to just kind of pick up, get started, and have a base layer understanding of what's going on. I think the second thing that you should do is go immerse yourself in NFT content. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube. There's a lot of stuff on Twitter. There's a lot of stuff on blogs. If you need help and resources for that, go to nftqt.com. I have a lot of notes and research and insights, and I'm always linking to something. And find the media or format that is going to resonate best with you. Everyone learns different. So if you like to listen to stuff, or you like to watch stuff, or you like to read, go ahead and find that format and go deep using that format, because that's going to keep you interested in this stuff long term.
Yeah, awesome, man. I really appreciate that. Man, I'm like, I have to admit, this is like a whole new world for me right now. NFTs. I've been listening to everything for the past hour and a half, and it's quite something abstract for a lot of people to grasp their minds about.
Right.
But I think something that you put very interesting is we're kind of doing a unique space here digitally already, and that NFTs can also get to a place where it's like digital space. Which is, this is like where it's like exclusive content maybe, or exclusive areas. And I guess maybe this whole pandemic maybe kickstarted this, but that's kind of mind bending for a lot of people to think about. For
sure. I mean, we're this is the future, man. We're in the future, Trevor.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm at a tech conference in Pennsylvania, or in Romania from Pennsylvania. It's crazy.
I feel it.
And hopefully we can see you in Cluj sometime.
We will. We're gonna once the COVID stuff gets figured out, we'll be out there, and I hope to see everybody at Texylvania 2022. I'm sure there's going to be some big announcements about that conference, and I hope to be a participant.
Awesome, man. We hope to see you there because the energy is great, man. It's really, really an awesome time.
Thank you.
So we thank you again for being here today. And now I'll introduce the next segment.